Why am I so attached? Have you ever felt like you just can't get enough of someone? Like being apart from them makes you incredibly sad or even angry? If so, you might be dealing with an insecure attachment style that's making you way too clingy. Don't worry, we have all been there. Getting overly attached happens to the best of us, but it's not a fun place to be and can really mess up an otherwise healthy relationship. In this video, we'll dive into the signs that you're getting too attached to someone and explore where these unhealthy tendencies coming from. So buckle up and get ready to do some self-reflection. By the end, you'll know exactly how to pump up the brakes on that clinginess. As you're watching this video, it indicates that you are grappling with attachment issues. We have delved deeply into attachment topics previously, so remember to catch up on this video later titled Top 10 Signs of Anxious Attachment You Need to Know About. The link to that video is provided in the description below. First up, we'll look at what it really means to be too attached and how it differs from just enjoying someone's company. Then we'll go through 3 of the biggest red flags that your attachment style has gone into codependent zone. Finally, we'll discuss ways to rewire your brain for more secure, interdependent relationships. But before we get started, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps get this content out to more people. Okay, let's get unhitched from our clinginess. What does too attached really mean? We all want to feel connected and loved, right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying quality time with your partner, spouse, best friend, whoever. The problem starts when you take it too far into clingy codependency territory. Basically, being too attached means you have become so reliant on the other person for your emotional needs that you can't function normally without them. It's like they are the root system of a tree and you are the trunk and branches. Detach the roots and the whole thing withers and dies. Not a healthy dynamic, right? At its core, this inability to self-soothe your emotions and be happily independent for periods of time stems from insecure attachment issues. Maybe you had a childhood experience that made you feel you couldn't depend on your caregiver's love and presence. Or perhaps you went through a traumatic event as an adult that triggered these tendencies. Whatever the root cause, the end result is the same. You start subconsciously seeking extreme closeness as a way to feel safer and more secure. But in reality, it just pushes people away and create an unstable, codependent dynamic. Not the warm fuzzies you were going for. Signs you are in too deep. Okay, so we have covered what being too attached really means from a psychological standpoint. But how can you actually identify if you have crossed that line? Here are 3 big red flags to watch out for. 1. You are an emotional tsunami without them. When your favorite person isn't around, what's your general vibe? Chill and content? Or more like a raging emotional tornado? If it's the latter, with intense sadness, anger, anxiety, or other turbulent feelings, that's bad sign. Think of it like this. You have become the overbearing mother-in-law who loses her marbles whenever her daughter's husband goes on a business trip. She calls continuously, assumes he's cheating, threatens to milk the cat if he doesn't come home immediately. It is a lot. A healthy relationship allows you to spend time without falling into an emotional black hole. But when you are too attached, their absence creates a gaping void that you just can't cope with. Not a funny way to live. 2. Little disagreements feel like nuclear Armageddon. We all know conflict is normal and can actually be healthy for a relationship when handled with care. But overly attached people tend to blow even tiny tiffs way out of proportion. For example, let's say your significant other is running 15 minutes late to your dinner date. No explanation yet. For a securely attached person, it's no big deal. Things happen, you roll with it. But if you're codependent, your mind goes straight to the worst case scenarios. Oh, they are clearly regretting being with me and trying to ghost. I'll never find anyone else. My life is over. This was just a disagreement in your mind, but you have spun it into an apocalyptic nightmare. Totally not chill. See, for people who are too attached, any perceived conflict or emotional distance risk shattering their safe, close bond. So their fear response gets massively amplified. Hence, the meltdown. Not a fun cycle to be stuck in. 3. You are a personality parrot. Parrots can mimic sounds pretty well. But do you really want to be one in your relationship? Probably not. But that's exactly what happens when you become a personality parrot who just imitates your significant other or friend. People in an overly attached dynamic often start adopting the person's interests, values, personality quirks, and habits without even realizing it. Deep down, they are willing to shape and shift and lose themselves in order to maintain that emotional closeness. For example, maybe you used to be an introverted bookworm who didn't care about sports. But since your husband is a big football fanatic, you're suddenly pretending to be a die-hard fan too. You memorize the stats, paint your face in team colors, and holler all the chants. Sure, it brings you closer together initially, but that attachment has now become your entire identity. And when it inevitably ends, you'll have no idea who you actually are anymore. Breaking the cycle. Okay, so those examples were a little extreme, but hopefully they drove the point home. If you're seeing some of these red flag behaviors in yourself, don't panic. You have just got an opportunity to create a healthier attachment style. Not everyone fits into the anxious avoidant boxes. The first step is building more self-awareness about your codependent tendencies. Understanding where those urges come from and how they are expressed in your relationships. From there, you can start retraining yourself with new thought patterns and coping mechanisms. For example, maybe you schedule a weekly self-care night where you consciously enjoy your own company without partner around. Or you start practicing mindfulness to recenter yourself when abandonment fears start creeping in. With time and effort, your new secure attachment habits will start replacing the old insecure ones. It's also crucial to communicate openly and honestly with your loved ones about what you are going through. They need to understand it's not about them. You are working on healing some deep-rooted patterns. Mutual understanding, patience, and boundaries will be the key. At the end of the day, you've got to remember that you are both capable, worthy individual, with or without a partner. Those feelings of depression and emptiness, when they are gone, that's just fear talking. You got this. Anything is possible when you you have the self-awareness to work on your personal growth. We covered a ton of ground today on unhealthy attachment styles and what being too attached really looks like. The key takeaways. Notice if you are exhibiting those 3 big red flags we discussed. 1. Intense sadness or anger when your person is not around. 2. Blowing small issues way out of proportion. 3. Becoming a personality parrot who loses yourself. If so, it's a time to start breaking that codependent cycle through self-awareness, new coping mechanisms, open communication, and remembering your self-worth. I know it's hard, but you got this. Just envision how amazing your relationship and mental health could be when you get to a more secure, interdependent place. No more tsunamis of emotion, no more meltdowns over every little thing, and no more shape-shifting into someone you're not. With patience and hard work, that dream can be your reality. You just have to be willing to do the inner work required to heal those insecure attachment patterns. For example, you could schedule regular solo self-care nights to practice enjoying your own company without your partner around. Or try techniques like mindfulness meditation to recenter yourself when abandonment fears start bubbling up. The key is being patient and persistent. Your brain is literally rewiring itself to have a more secure attachment style, which takes repetition over time. So don't get discouraged if you still struggle sometimes. That's all part of the process. You've also got to communicate openly with your loved ones about what you are working on. They need to understand this is your stuff to unpack, not anything they did wrong. With mutual understanding and set boundaries, you guys can navigate the transition together as a team. And let's not forget the most important part, developing an unshakable sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval or presence. You are whole, brave, capable individual with so much to offer this world with or without a partner, period. Those feelings of depression, emptiness, and anxiety when you are apart from your loved ones, that's just the insecurity talking. It's literally just fear, probably from some old childhood wounds or past hurts. But you have the power to rewire that storyline now. You got this. Alright, that's probably enough tough love for one video. I hope these examples and straight talk has helped shine some light on the experience of being too attached. My biggest advice? Start doing that inner work now, before codependency poisons all your relationships. Take back your power. Don't let fear and insecure tendency keep holding you back from the true happiness and fulfillment. I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. And of course, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification before you go. I've got so much more incredible content coming your way on the escaping codependent cycles, healing emotional wounds, setting boundaries, you name it. The advice is going to be straight fire, no delusion. If you got a friend who could use some of these wake-up calls around attachment styles, do them a favor and share this video. The more awareness out there, the merrier. Alright, that's a wrap on today's dose of truth about why you are so gosh damn attached and clingy. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you, legends. Don't sleep on this. Clingy and codependent is no way to live life. Make the choice today to become that secure, whole individual who can have healthy, interdependent relationships. As you have made this far, it means you are genuinely interested in understanding attachment issues. I would suggest watching my other video titled How to Stop Feeling Attached to Someone When You Find Yourself Entangled in Attachment. The link is provided in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out another video. I've got a lot more amazing content coming down the pipeline on topics like setting boundaries and overcoming fear of independence and communication skills for secure relationships. Thank you.